Welcome back, art students. Okay, so where I'm at now is pretty much I've completed this project, but I want to go over a few things. Okay, so you can see I went around and around and around, just flat, just going around, coiling normally. Okay, then I included my spiral coils. You can see where that pattern kind of takes place, and I put I connected my spirals together so they were side by side. There might be areas like this right here where you have a hole. Some like to have holes in their vessel, and that's totally fine if you want yours to have holes in it. If you don't want holes in your vessel, I don't want holes in mine. That's just my personal preference. Then you got to fill in those holes with some extra clay, of course. Plug the hole. So I'm going to take a little bit of some extra clay here, and I'm just going to place that right on there. But before I do, I want to scrape and score the surface so it really sticks well. And then I want to do the same thing here. I'm going to make this a really rough, score it nicely, and I'm just going to plug that in right where that hole is right there. So I'm just going to place that right there. Should fill in the gap. Kind of smooth it around so it meets all of the other edges. And there you go. Now we have a plugged hole. Okay. There might be little holes around. You get to decide if you want to plug those or if you want to keep them. Sometimes you can smush the lines closer together to get them to kind of close on themselves if they're close enough together. If that's what you want, you decide. But my top still has a really rough texture from slipping and scoring, and I don't want that for the lid of my vessel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of some slip or my water, and I'm going to smooth out and rub with my finger and just kind of gently caress the clay until it kind of comes smooth. Okay, and you can do that. Work your way around. I'm using these two fingers for additional support as I go all the way around. You know, this clay coil vessel, I think would make an excellent paintbrush holder for my artist brushes, or maybe for my colored pencils. Oh, what else could I put in here? I could put normal pencils in here. I could put my change in here if I want to store my coins. If I want to store, I don't know, you could store so many things in here. I think you will find out what you're going to do with yours once you get it home and it's all done. Cool. Okay, so that's really great. So this is still in a stage called greenware stage. It's still got lots of moisture locked in the clay. And we're at the point now where we want some of that moisture to leave and to evaporate out from our clay out into the air. And as it does so, this is going to slightly become harder and harder with time until most of the moisture has left. Okay, there's another stage that it goes into, which is leather hard, which is where you could start carving into it. And then there's bone dry, which is usually when your clay will be ready for the kiln for a firing. Okay, so we're gonna once you have your greenware or your clay pot is at the point where you like it, you went around, you've looked at the crevices, you got it just how you want it. Don't forget the important step. Turn it upside down. Take a pencil or some sharp utensil. Write your initials in the bottom. This is your signature. Many artists, famous ones, famous pottery artists alike, have some type of signature usually on the bottom of their work. So write your first name initial and your last name initial and just etch that down into the very bottom of your pot. Give it a couple of wipes. Don't distort it, okay? Turn it back around. Give it a couple taps, just gentle taps. Check it out, make sure you can still see it, and then you're good, okay? We're gonna let this dry into a very hard state, the bone hard state, and then once this becomes dry enough, Then we could consider either glazing it, painting it, and things like that, okay? All right. If we were going to throw this into the kiln, we would fire it. It would become super solid, super hard, super permanent. But our kiln is unfortunately not working right now, so we are going to come up with another solution for that. All right? Good job, art students. Let it dry.